गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। ओम 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 Arjuna Gita 6th chapter we were discussing. So after a long time we are doing it again. Okay. Arjuna asked the question. It is very difficult to concentrate the mind, keep the mind under control, because it is very turbulent, very powerful, and rebelling. The very nature of mind is rebelling. Bhagavan Krishna admits it is true. It is true. The very nature of mind is such that it is very turbulent. Turbulent means restless, powerful, and rebelling. See, if he were rebelling but not powerful, it would be easy to control. If it were rebelling but not powerful. If it were powerful but not rebelling, it also easy. It is powerful as well as rebelling. Then find it very difficult to control. Okay? Therefore he says how difficult it is. Shankaracharya Murti. So it is very difficult. But Bhagavan Krishna admits, yes, I accept that it is true. It is rebelling. Yet it can be controlled. One thing is it can be controlled. Second thing is it must be controlled. There is no way. There is no way you can circumvent controlling of mind. If you remember this important, it is necessary, it is most necessary to control the mind. To control means to remove the weakness. See, rebelling is a weakness. It is a bad habit. You have to remove the weak character of the mind, and also you have to develop the proper character of the mind, and also remove the bad habit of the mind. Okay? So, yet it is necessary, it is most necessary to bring the mind under control if you want really peace, if you want to do meditation, and if you want to achieve meditation successfully, you need to control. There is no way. But if I have to control, how? Two things he says. First, he admits, yes, it is very difficult. Second point, it is most necessary, it is important, it is necessary to control. Third, there is a knack of controlling. There is a way. There is a way. See, every problem carries a solution with it. Okay? Every problem carries a solution with it. Similarly, this too carries a solution with it. Okay? So, the very disturbed mind, the very rebelling mind, powerful mind, restless mind carries some weaknesses. So you catch that weakness, from there you can control. And he says, what is that? How? He says, Asamsham mahabaho duron manodur nigraham chalam. Abhyasena tu kaunteya vairagyena cha grishyate. It can be controlled by two methods, two ways. One is teach vairagyam, teach detachment. Teaching means a feeling of detached outlook towards the situations around, the conditions, people, objects, all the objects of enjoyment, all the objects you depend upon for your security, property, money, name and form, Two things, attachment and a dependency. Emotional dependency and attachment. These two you have to gradually withdraw from them. This is also a practice of getting detached from them. You have to practice, you have to develop a feeling of being detached with them and also not being dependent on them. This is also important. Emotionally dependent, psychologically dependent. Psychological dependency is also a weakness of the mind, that I depend on people, emotionally become attached to them and depend on them. Okay, the more you withdraw your mind from them, be detached from them. Detachment is a feeling along with understanding. You teach it and also emotionally withdraw. Two things. You teach the mind convincingly, explain to the mind logically, and also create a feeling of detachment, create a feeling of independence. So for that you have to depend on the Atma, Paramatma, who is all pervasive, who is your soul also. Paramatma, who is all pervasive, who is your inner self. Who is the inner self, surrender to him. Depend on your inner self, which is your natural self, which is our Atma, isn't it? Which is our Atma. So means take shelter in the Atma. Take shelter in the Atma. Atma means Paramatma, which is all pervasive, which is the truth of ourself, truth of our mind, our body and the world and everything, truth of all our states. It is our inner core. It is the truth of ourselves. It is inner our core. So depend on your inner core, because Atma is self-existent. One is Atma is always, Atma means that inner self, the Sakshi, is always available to you as a basis of all your experiences. It is available to you as a basis of your experience. And it is always giving you support. Take the support of your inner Atma, that your inner self, which is the real support. Take the support of the Atma. That means stay with the Atma. Don't expect support from the external world. Don't expect the security from the external world. Take support of your inner self. Okay? The inner self itself is, because inner self is independent, it is a big support to you. That means stay as your Atma, which is naturally independent. And a strength, that itself, its very nature is strength. The very nature of Atma is strength. Stay as Atma. More and more you detach from the external world and situations and stay as the Atma, stay as a Sakshi, you feel more secure. Secure in the sense, it is not in a worldly kind of secure, but you feel freedom from insecurity. This much I can say. Secure means you think again a kind of emotional holding on. It is not holding on. You become free from insecurity, free from fear. Insecurity is a fear. You become free from fear, free from insecurity. You become spontaneously, naturally fearless. You become naturally fearless. So the dependency makes you hold on to property, hold on to people, hold on to situation, hold on to many things. Holding means psychologically possessing. So that emotional dependency and also attachment. Attachment means emotionally you want to be in touch with them, in relation with them. That dependency, that emotional feeling, both should be removed and let you depend on your Atma. Atma's very spontaneous nature. Atma by its very nature is secure. It is independent. It is free. It's the very nature of Atma is freedom. The nature of Atma is fearless. Okay? The very nature of Atma is freedom from insecurity, freedom from fear. More and more you withdraw yourself from the external world and situations. Come back to your nature. Stay in your spontaneous natural state. You become free from fear. You become free from insecurity. Therefore, Bhagavan Krishna teaches Arjuna, it is necessary to control your mind. In fact, mind becomes, you become insecure and fearsome. You become insecure, dependent, worried and disturbed. More your mind depends on external world. More your mind gets attached to them. See, attaching means seeking association. Seeking the association and contact with external things, people, things, objects, property and so on. More person is seeking the external things, more it becomes dependent on them. Because dependency also involves expectation. You expect that the external things give you something. You are seeking association with the people and the situation, the property, seeking association with them, expecting some kind of a warmth and also security. Seeking the emotional warmth, seeking the emotional love, emotional warmth, and also seeking the security, seeking the dependency and security. I tell you, more you expect from the external things and people and property and so on, more you depend on them, more you expect from them, more you seek their association, more you become insecure. You watch your mind. More you seek your say association, a security in them, more you become insecure. Because more you try to hold on to them, more they are elusive. More they, see, the problem is they promise. Promise means they seem to promise. The property, society and the people seem to promise security to you. But they only promise, but they won't really deliver. They don't deliver you security. They only promise. They tempt. Promise means, okay, let me not use the word promise. Let us say they tempt. They tempt but fail you. They tempt but they fail to deliver you, fail to give you security, fail to give you emotional warmth. They appear to give you, but you will be more frustrated with the people, society, possessions, property and achievements. You think that by achieving something you will become safe and secure and pleased. You won't be. You won't get. You won't become happy by expecting from people. If supposing people are talking ill of you, if you expect them to be nice to you, don't talk ill of you, you will be disappointed. Don't depend on them. Even if they talk ill of you, don't depend upon them. Leave them to themselves. Your strength, your freedom should come from your Atma. Freedom from dependency on them. So if you expect warmth from them, if you expect love and care and respect from them, you will become more dependent. More dependent. I tell you, they just can never do. No worldly things, no society, no people, no intimate relatives, the society and the world. But at the same time, you don't have to hate them. They are just what they are. They are just neutral. The external world is neutral. Neither it only appears to be tempting. The tempting is not there. In fact, they are not consciously tempting. The worldly relations, people, society, property, they are not consciously tempting. They are not consciously offering security and warmth, emotional warmth. They are not consciously offering. They appear to be tempting. They seem to be tempting. That's because I am expecting. I am seeking. I am seeking security. I am seeking warmth, emotional warmth. I am seeking a support from them. Therefore, they seem to be offering because I am seeking. In fact, they are all neutral. The external world, people, property, relatives, society, they are all neutral things. They can't offer. They can't give you any security. More you expect from them, more you are sure to be disappointed. More you depend on them, more you are frustrated and hurt. I tell you, if you expect emotional warmth, you are hurt. You remember and you watch it. More you expect from them, more you are hurt. Then what is the solution? Surrender to the very Ishvara, who is your inner Atma. Inner Atma is really, gives you real warmth, gives you real strength, because that is unaffected by anything on the earth. Your inner Atma is Paramatma, the Ishvara. Your inner Atma is the Sakshi, Atma is the real Ishvara. And that Ishvara is independent of the world. That means it doesn't depend upon anything on the earth. Any property, any people, any support, any respect, it doesn't depend upon anything, because all that it has in its own. Atma is independently happy. Atma is independently free. Atma is free by its very nature. Therefore, depend on the Atma. Depend on the Atma means try to be Atma. Depend on Atma means there is no depending. It is a way of telling. It is a poetic way of telling. Depending means take shelter in the Atma. Stay as an Atma. Stay as a Sakshi. You stay as a Sakshi, you will become free from insecurity. You don't have to seek security from outside. You become fearless. You are not afraid of anything. You don't depend. You don't need emotional warmth from outside. When you feel stable, when you feel natural, stable and relaxed, you feel relaxed, natural and stable. You won't be seeking and wanting. You won't be a wanting person, and you won't be seeking any warmth and support, emotional support, or any kind of dependency, any kind of security. Because the seeking security is a very, it is a mithya. Mithya means it is a false thing. Because more you seek security from outside, more you will become insecure. But then the question may comes, does Atma give security? Atma gives freedom from insecurity. It doesn't give security. This may look very difficult to you to understand. Just patiently contemplate on these words. Atma doesn't give you security. In fact, you don't need security. It makes you freedom from insecurity. This is important point. It makes you free from insecurity. It makes you fearless. But it doesn't give you anything. Giving means whole support. There is no support, because you are by very nature free from insecurity. You are by very nature free from insecurity. The very nature of Atma is free. Just a minute. That fellow, advertisement. Okay. This is very important to learn. Security means external dependency. So Atma is not external thing you need to depend upon. That's why I told it doesn't give you security. I think you may misunderstand. Don't misunderstand. It means you think that it gives you another support. It doesn't give you support. It becomes freedom. It becomes free from the need of a support. I think that explains better. That explains better. You become free. Otherwise, if I don't present this way, if I don't present it this way, you surrender to Ishvara, he gives security to you. If I said like this, people think Ishvara is another person, again like a worldly object, you keep on holding on to them. You become an upasaka. Again, upasakas are insecure. You see them? Only jnanis are free from insecurity. All upasakas are insecure. The insecurity won't go away because you depend on Ishvara for security. That means the seeking of security continues. The seeking of security continues. There is a fear. Okay. The seeking of security continues. Therefore, what we should do is, therefore I present the point differently. Okay. I am presenting it differently. You won't get security. This Jiddu Krishnamurti presents very nicely, but I think that again, the presentation gives again further misunderstanding. Jiddu Krishnamurti says, you are seeking security. Sometimes once in a while, otherwise people misunderstand, think that I am criticizing everybody. My purpose is not to criticize, help you to understand. He says, you are seeking security. Security is retaining your individuality. retaining your jivatvam and getting support from others. Getting support from others, getting support from others and also remaining jiva. Remaining jiva and getting support from others. Something. So, you by nature insecure, then in that case what happens? You are insecure by nature and get security from another entity other than you. Depending on anything other than you is always in your inner heart there is always lurking insecurity and you try to hold on. So you seek security, you take the support of others because inwardly you feel that you are insecure. Without that support I cannot live. Without that support I cannot live. Because without that support I become insecure. Therefore you keep on holding on to something. If the same seeking support is shifted to Ishvara, still again you think that Ishvara is supporting, I am dependent. Ishvara is supporting, I am dependent. So that insecurity won't go away. Therefore, what Jiddu Krishnamurti says is, seeking support, seeking security is not right. Then what should be done? He uses a wrong word. I understood the implication. He says, you remain vulnerable. I think that vulnerable word doesn't communicate correctly, but what he means is correct. He means correctly, but I think he is using a wrong word. He is not communicating perfectly well. He says, remain vulnerable. But I tell you, it is not vulnerability. It is freedom from insecurity. This much I can say. You are not getting security, but you become free from insecurity. You become free from insecurity. Security means external support. You don't get external support, but you become free from the very need of security. This I can say. You become free from the very need of security. Sakshi is by nature free from insecurity. Sakshi by its very nature is free from insecurity. Because Sakshi doesn't need. Because Sakshi by nature is Ananda. By nature is free. Free from all problems, all dependency, it doesn't need any support. Therefore, I don't say surrender to Sakshi. Surrender is only a thought. I don't say surrender to Sakshi. I say stay as a Sakshi. Detach yourself from the body, mind and sense organs. De-identify from the body, mind and sense organs and remain as a Sakshi. Discover yourself as a Sakshi. Understand yourself as a Sakshi. If you say surrender to Sakshi, that becomes Upasana. In that Upasana, you will be definitely more secured compared to the worldly security. Compared to the worldly security, Upasaka's security is better. An Upasaka, Bhagavad Upasaka's security is better compared to worldly security. But still in the subconscious mind, in your unconscious mind, there is a subtle insecurity lurking there. Therefore, Upasakas are also insecure. You watch that because Upasaka being a Jivahood, being a Jiva, being a Karta Bhokta is surrendering to Ishvara, remaining always remaining under the shelter, in the shelter of Ishvara. I tell you, whoever gives the shelter, whether world gives you or Ishvara gives you, if you feel that you are getting shelter from somebody, you are not naturally sheltered. You are not naturally free. If you are not naturally free, you get a shelter from others. You get a shelter, support from others. The other may be world, other may be Ishvara. Compared to the world, depending upon Ishvara is better. Definitely better. It gives you considerably free from insecurity, but a subtle insecurity remains. Because I found all these things, surrender and everything we tried. There is somewhere in the corner of it, in the deeply in your mind embedded, there is a subtle insecurity, is there fear. Only it is a Sakshi makes you totally free. Because Sakshi is outside the Avastha. It is free from Avastha, free from time and place. It is independent. Atma The Sakshi Atma, Chaitanya Atma is non-dual and independent. There is nothing that can threaten the security. There is nothing that can threaten the existence of Atma. Okay? There is nothing that can threaten the very security of Atma. Security means there is nothing that can make the Atma insecure, because there is nothing that can frighten the Atma. Atma is independent. By its very nature, it is free and independent. Therefore, discover that Atma, not surrender. Surrender is a state of mind which again takes the Atma as somebody and depends on it. See, surrender and the discovery, there is a difference. Discovery is a jnana of Atma. Surrender is, there is an inner Atma. You create a thought of taking shelter of Atma and withdrawing from the external world. That much is good. That you withdraw from the external world is good, but you depend on the Atma again is a thought. It is not a freedom from insecurity. Okay? Therefore, in the Vairagyam, the word Vairagyam includes two things: attachment, freedom from attachment, freedom from insecurity. Freedom from attachment, freedom from insecurity. A person who is seeking association, a person who is trying to seek emotional warmth, emotional dependency, is always, he remains eternal seeker. Keep on seeking from people, society, situations, objects. You keep on seeking. You only remain a seeker of, you remain dependent continuously. You will be sometimes frustrated, sometimes disappointed, and still you will be seeking. That unconscious fear will always remain. Unconscious fear in the heart, there is an unconscious fear, insecurity always remains. It won't go. Therefore, nothing external can give you real freedom from fear, freedom from insecurity, except the Atma. The very nature of Atma is unaffected by the world. Atma is unaffected by it because it is not within time. It is not within space. It is not an object which is related to anything in the world. It is not a part of the world. It is independent of the world. It is a truth of the world. Therefore, Atma, that is a witnessing consciousness, is the very truth of the world. Therefore, world doesn't affect it. In fact, world doesn't exist. It's like a wave. Water is not part of the wave. Water is, in example, water is not dependent on the wave. Therefore, wave doesn't affect water at all. Wave doesn't affect the water at all because water is independent of wave. Similarly, Atma is by its very nature independent. It remains always unaffected. So that independent Atma you discover. You understand that you are that Atman. You become free from it. Therefore, he says, Vairagya. Vairagya means withdrawing your dependency from the external world. Come back to your natural state. Come back to your natural Atma, which is the truth of the world, which is truth of your body, truth of your mind, truth of your intellect. It is the truth of everything. Truth of the whole avastha. It is the truth of the whole avastha, waking state. It is the truth of the entire state. Therefore, come and stay. Come back to your nature and stay. Means discover it. Understand that you are always free from insecurity. Okay? So, this emotionally you have to detach. And by insecurity, you have to drop the insecurity and become natural to come back to your natural state. Then another is Abhyasa. Abhyasa means practice concentration. Daily be relaxed. Pay attention to your Atma. That is called Abhyasena tu kaunteya vairagyena cha grishyate. This shloka says, what shloka is it? 35 shloka. 6th chapter 35. Abhyasena tu kaunteya vairagyena cha grishyate. By Abhyasa. Abhyasa means practice meditation every day. every day for some time. Not only every day, even once you do that, then throughout the day and night also it continues. Because mind knows to stay as Sakshi, to stay as witness. Everything is appearing to within your consciousness. Consciousness remains unaffected. Because by knowing something, two things happen. By knowing something, you don't get attached to what you are knowing. Because what you know remains object alone. Your knowing nature of consciousness, your consciousness remains consciousness only. Consciousness doesn't lose consciousness by being conscious of things. Okay? Awareness doesn't cease to be awareness by being aware of things. Because being awareness is its very nature. Okay, being awareness is its very nature. By being awareful, you don't lose anything because it is your spontaneous nature. It is natural state. Therefore, try to be in your natural state. So, practice of meditation means, what do you practice? Practice just being natural. Practice is not doing. Practice remaining silent. It is a practice of remaining silent. You don't do anything. You just remain. Remain. Practice of not doing anything. It is very difficult. Because mind tends to do something. Do means things. So, you remain what? Just remain. Not entertaining a thought. No ripple in the mind. Ripple means a wave in the mind. Let there be no wave. Then what to do? Don't do anything. Just to be watchful. Be awareful. Be awareful. Then what should I do? It's not a doing. You give an opportunity to your mind to remain natural. You give an opportunity. You allow the mind. So in fact, this meditation is not doing. It is only allowing the mind to be natural. Natural means mind remains one with consciousness. It is not outside consciousness. Mind is not outside consciousness. Mind is within consciousness. Mind is nothing but consciousness in its essential nature. Therefore, you give an opportunity. You allow the mind to rest with itself. Itself means its original nature. You allow the mind to rest with consciousness. Rest with Sakshi. Because mind doesn't exist apart from Sakshi. Apart from witnessing consciousness, there is no mind. When you entertain a thought, the mind jumps out of consciousness as it were. It is not really outside, but you feel that you are outside consciousness. Outside consciousness means you are not natural, you become little unnatural. When a thought rises from your Sakshi, it looks that you become unnatural. You become somebody other than Sakshi. You feel that you have become somebody other than Sakshi. That means you have missed your Sakshihood. You missed your natural state. You become somebody unnatural. You missed your Sakshi state. You missed your natural state. So a thought means missing your natural state. Therefore, allow yourself to be natural. Okay? Therefore, I say meditation is not doing. Meditation is giving a chance. Meditation is giving an opportunity to your mind, allowing your mind to be natural with the Sakshi. Not to jump out of Sakshi, but to be with Sakshi, to be one with Sakshi. Don't allow it to jump out of Sakshi. That means snake jumps out of rope and appears as a snake. Snake jumps out of a rope and appears as a snake. Don't allow the snake to jump out of rope. Allow the snake to remain with rope. You understand the expression? Jump out of means only adhyasa. Don't allow the mind to entertain a thought. Even if thought is entertained, the thought mind remains one with Sakshi. It is not away from Sakshi. Therefore, don't allow the snake to be as a something other than rope. It is in its essential nature, it is rope. Similarly, let the mind and the whole avastha, whole state, whole waking state, time, place, world, everything is one with Sakshi. Because Sakshi is its nature. And the thought doesn't exist apart from consciousness. Thought doesn't go out of consciousness. It can't go because it has no existence. It has no existence apart from consciousness. Thought has no existence apart from consciousness. The I thought has no existence apart from consciousness. So let it stay as Sakshi. Let it stay as Sakshi means understand its original nature is Sakshi. That's all. You become free from insecurity. You become free from the world. You become free from all problems, free from your individuality. It is individuality that gives you insecurity. The sense of individuality is insecure by its very nature. Therefore, you debunk, you dissolve your individuality, you falsify your individuality, you become free from insecurity. There is no insecurity. Insecurity means seeking security is insecurity. You seek. You are seeking an insecurity. You are dependent. You seek, then you become dependent. When you are not seeking, you are natural. You are naturally free. You are not seeking. You are naturally free. If you are seeking dependency, okay, then you are insecure. If you are seeking security, you are insecure. So Atma is by its very nature free from insecurity. Okay, I think I started very late. Some disturbance was there. So still another person is waiting. One visitor is over, another visitor is waiting. So anyway, in between I took some time. Still he has come and gone. So I have to talk to him. So we'll stop with this today. So this Vairagya we'll talk again in the next talk. Abhyasena tu kaunteya vairagyena cha gushyate. The core of meditation. Meditation means this Vedantic meditation, nididhyasana. The very crux of nididhyasana is stay as Atma. So means don't give value to the appearing thoughts and forms. The forms of the thoughts. The whole world is the various forms of the thought. Thought itself assumes various forms. The relation is a form of thought. Objects are form of thought. Relation is a form of thought. My individuality is a form of thought. Okay? That I as an individual is a form of thought. World is a form of thought. Relationships are form of thought. All these forms of thought don't exist apart from consciousness. So watch this. Watch this. More and more you discover the consciousness, all the thoughts become one with consciousness. So you become free from insecurity, means free from individuality. Very jivahood is insecurity. It is not that jiva is experiencing insecurity. Very jivahood is synonymous with insecurity. You become free from jivahood. You discover yourself as a sakshi. You become free from insecurity. That means freedom from insecurity means freedom from seeking of security. Freedom from seeking security. Freedom from seeking dependency. You become free from seeking dependency, seeking security. So you don't need to seek security. You don't need security because you don't seek security. You are free. I don't call it security, but it is a freedom from insecurity. See, this is a very subtle word. If you have read Jiddu Krishnamurti, he says, you don't seek security. That means you don't possess, you don't hold on. You don't get related to something. You remain vulnerable. I think the word vulnerable is a wrong expression, but he understood. He understood freedom from insecurity. I think that vulnerability is a wrong expression. See, sometimes you understand rightly but use a wrong word. It can happen. You understand rightly but use a wrong word. Then the communication becomes problem. Though the person has understood, but he is not able to communicate the rightly. Therefore, I say, that's why the tradition has got very beautiful language. The traditional has got Upanishadic language. And all other Vedantic books later developed Vedantic language. Words are grown out of Upanishads alone. But Upanishadic language is an amazingly great. it can the Upanishadic language, the Vedantic language, it overcomes all the deficiencies of human mind, all the defects of human language. The Upanishadic language overcomes all the defects, all the problems of human language, all the problems of human mind, because it has got an excellent language, because the language is based upon Anubhava. That language is based upon Anubhava, therefore it overcomes all the problems, all the defects of human language, and it can exactly point out. Point out means not pointing out, it can help you to discover, it can help you to stay as a Sakshi, it can help you to abide as a Sakshi, discover yourself as a Sakshi, as a truth of the universe which is unaffected by anything. No time, no place, no object, no relationship. No thought touches the consciousness, because conscious is self-existent. Sakshi is so self-existent, it is a Swayam Siddha. Sakshi is self-existent, no thought can touch it, and it doesn't depend upon any thought. No thought can touch it, and it is independent of thought, and it is independent and in all respects. In all ways it is independent. In every respect it is independent, in every respect it is free. Okay? The freedom because it is free, by its very nature it is free. That you discover, you become free. Okay? So I think today we'll stop, and tomorrow we'll speak in Telugu. I think I would like to do more in English and Telugu, at least in English. I don't know when to do. Time, somebody comes, this is the problem. People have no timing. Any time they come and disturb. I keep my timetable, they have to follow the timetable. They come any time. I don't know what to do. I love to discuss, to be more in Vedantic thoughts rather than interacting with people. But they come and I can't help. I have to talk to them. Anyway, Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om Tats.